for the touchdown, but the comeback fell short. Mercer Island held on to beat Juanita tonight, 21-19. Here are the other high school scores we have in tonight.
Juanita quarterback Matt Davies looks downfield, throws, but Mercer Island's Nick Morris, makes great interception on the play. Morris also plays quarterback for the Islanders. He said, "I'll show you how to do it." Finds Blair Pebble all alone in the corner of the end zone. Mercer Island jumps out to a 14-0 lead. They hang on to win it 21-19 tonight. Mercer Island claims the top spot in the KingCo
over at Issaquah High School tonight. Late in the game, Issaquah trailing 14-6, but they've got the ball. Quarterback Mike Miller runs the keeper. A great play as he closes the gap to 14-12. Now the Indians go for the two-point conversion. Miller fakes, throws a pass to Chris Moore. It's perfect, 14-14 tie. Now with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the game. It's tied at 14. Mercer Island's got the ball. Nick Morris looking to pass. He finds Chris Nickel with a perfect strike. A 30-yard gain down to the 16-yard line of Issaquah. 2 plays later, Morris will look to throw again. This time he hits Chad Livingston, who bowls his way to the goal line, but then coughs up the football. Luckily for MI, teammate Rob Meredith fell on it for a touchdown. Mercer Island held on to beat Issaquah in a great game, 21-14. Some of the high school scores. That Bellevue game is tomorrow night against Sammamish. Redmond.
Arch rival Mercer Island. Linda Cohn was on hand for all the action.
It was standing room only at Issaquah High School. KingCo Crest Division rivals Issaquah and 5th-ranked Mercer Island banged heads in a hard-hitting clash. Both teams featured father and son duos. Indians head coach Gary Moore and senior wide receiver son Chris, junior running back Chris Nickel, and his father, Islanders head coach Dick Nickel.
It's been a long time since a big game was played here at Issaquah High. It was 9 years ago when the Indians won their last KingCo title.
Issaquah wasted no time scoring as they scored on their first possession. Quarterback Mike Miller snuck in for 6, but Mercer Island came back with 14 unanswered points before the half, highlighted by this TD run by Chris Nickel. The Indians rallied to tie the game at 14 with less than 7 minutes to go. Mercer Island fell down, but not out. Islander quarterback Nick Morris found Chad Livingston, who bowled his way toward the goal line, but he fumbled into the end zone where teammate Rob Meredith recovered for the winning score with less than 2 minutes left. The final, Mercer Island 21, Issaquah 14. Linda Cohn, Cairo Sports.
Some other big scores.
Issaquah, both teams undefeated, both in the Crown Division. Issaquah quarterback Mike Miller coming up here, throws into the flat, but Mercer Island's Travis Camp is there for the interception. He goes 54 yards untouched for the touchdown. Move now to the second quarter of the football game. MI's Chris Nickel takes it in from 9 yards out to break a 7-7 tie. Each team added another score. The final 21-14, the Islanders. So Mercer Island remains undefeated. Also in the KingCo League tonight, Juanita gets by Bothell. Woodinville over Inglemoor. Newport wins the opener on their new field.
A battle for first place in the KingCo Conference. MI moved out front against Bellevue. Aaron Hazelrig with a huge hole up the middle, 14 yards for the score. The Islanders raced out to a big early lead. They added to that lead when quarterback Nick Morris took it around the right side. Coming up here, the Islanders are 6-0, ranked 4th in the state. They beat Bellevue tonight 37-21. High school winners on the east side, Newport 28-14. Newport's undefeated 6-0. Inglemoor wins tonight. So does Issaquah. And Redmond gets
played host to Bellevue in the KingCo Conference matchup. Islander quarterback Nick Morris connected with Chris Nickel to give Mercer Island the early lead. Bellevue stayed in the game with this touchdown pass by Eric Williams to Mark Rockwell. But it was Mercer Island going on to win 37-21, improving their record to 6-0. Our highlights continue at Memorial State.
Bellevue tonight in a key KingCo game. It was the Islanders going on top early. Nick Morris hits Chris Nicole, who goes in untouched for a 60-yard touchdown. Morris then rolls out. He's going to run to the right, fires downfield. Rob Meredith goes up and makes just a great diving catch right there. Mercer Island remains undefeated with the win tonight in the ball game by a score of 37-21. So Mercer Island wins. Newport also won.
Battle of KingCo unbeaten teams. The Islanders against Newport, both 6-0 before this game started. The packed house, a little rain, a lot of enthusiasm at Islander Stadium. Fourth quarter of the game still scoreless. Mercer Island finally got on the board. Nick Morris over the middle to Chad Livingston, and the Islanders take a 7-0 lead. Just a few minutes later, the Islanders iced it. Greg Rosenwald capped the drive, crashing into the end zone Mercer Island moved in front 13-0. They held on to win. Fourth-ranked Mercer Island over number 7 Newport. 13-0. The Islanders unbeaten with a record of 7-0. Here are the scores. Interlake 14-7 over Sammamish.
Islanders played host to the Crest Division rivals Newport, and it was a showdown of first-place clubs, both undefeated. Linda Cohen was there with the action.
With the rain coming down at a steady pace, the Newport Knights were looking to extend their winning streak to 12 straight games. But they had to beat King Code Crest rival Mercer Island, also 6-0. The game was scoreless after 3 quarters, with tough defense dominating on both sides. Islander quarterback Nick Morris was frustrated, but saved his best for last. With less than 9 minutes to go, Morris found Chad Livingston, but Livingston fumbled the ball, where it rolled to teammate Steve Moffitt, who pounced on it for the game's first touchdown. 7-0 Islanders. Morris added some insurance with this handoff to Greg Rosenwald, who went in for the score.
It was wet, it was muddy, but Mercer Island still managed to pull out a 13-0 victory over Newport. The win moves Mercer Island into sole possession of first place in the King Code Crest Division with a 7-0 record. The Knights dropped to 6-1. At Mercer Island, Linda Cohn, Cairo Sports.
Linda, welcome to the North.